What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you what I do for my abs. It's going to be 3 exercises, and I do them pretty condensed. Right? Normally I'm just going to show you kind of one focus at a time, but I kind of pack these into one, so you guys are in luck, I guess. But I'll just jump into it so you can start watching, and then I'll talk you through what I'm doing. As the first exercise, just a decline sit-up. So this one, there's a ton of isometric tension in the actual abdominals, but primarily concentrically we're working the front hips, which, in functional core movement, that's an important component. You'll notice, or hopefully you'll notice, I keep my back arched the entire time. My low back is not pressing into the seat. It's just the very bottom of my spine, my hips, and my butt, right? And then I touch it with my head. So that's it. Nothing between my butt and my head touches the seat. And then when my head does make contact down here, I explode back up, maintaining that arch. And I try to really crunch it, making sure you include as tight a range of motion as possible is what's going to help give you strength. And things like the L sit, right? I don't know if, let me see the angle. If I show you the L sit, I don't know. Yeah, you'll catch it if I come over here into this corner, right? But this is a lot of that front hip strength that people rarely have, right? So this is going to help you with that. And then so I'm alternating 2 movements initially. So the next is just going to be a back bend. And this is to train the front hips and the abs together at length, primarily in preparation for a back walkover that I'd like to be able to do, right? Falling backwards into my bridge as tight as possible. So here we go. Eyes are popping out of my skull. That's ton of blood pressure elevation, ton of tension in the abs. You have to have a really strong back and be really flexible for this to do it under control, right? Especially young gymnasts that are so limber, they just kind of fall backwards. They don't really control it, but I would like to have enough strength that I can fall backwards into my bridge and come back up, right? And that's probably going to be a long ways off, but that's the stretch strength. So those are the 2 exercises. I alternate. I'm just doing 3 sets of each, sets of 5 right now. This is absolutely developing abdominal strength. And you'll see people doing things like the Russian twists or sit-ups or whatever. They'll do them for these 10-minute ab exercises. That's abdominal endurance, sure, but I'm not really interested in that. Everything I want to do, all of my performance goals are split-second performance. I don't need ab endurance. I need ab strength. So here's my second set. Right, the first set is always the roughest. This second set, hopefully I can get a little more power into it, right? No matter how much I could handle, I'm only doing 5 reps because the goal is to make them faster and more explosive, not to do more. Was that 5? I don't know. It might have been 4, but it felt good, so I don't really care. You'll see a lot of people, whether they're on the decline or just on the ground, they'll use a weight. And your arms are a weight too, but where you put the weight makes a difference. Right? If you put it in front of you, then, especially if you get it in front of this lever or this axis, then you're actually making the exercise easier. So, especially, people hold a real heavy weight and they'll throw it forward, and then they're just pulling themselves up, right? They kind of just float. They're not maintaining that tension. The weight isn't making it harder. Right? Conversely, if you keep the weight above that axis, especially over your head, then you're increasing the torque requirement at the hip. So that makes a big difference. If you hold a 45-pound plate right here, it's because torque is a component of, or a product of force and distance from the axis. Holding a 45-pound plate right here might be the same as just holding your arm weight overhead. So my philosophy is, well, when I started doing these, I'd cross my arms, and then you're progressing it if you bring your arms higher. So, physics, guys. A lot of time it's just wasteful and unnecessary to grab a big heavy weight. But it's the same with the back bends. By keeping my arms overhead, it's harder. If I were to bring it down lower, it's easier. Here we go. 5 of these. Oh, that's crazy. But I feel really good on it. So previously, the past 2-3 months have been including size training, right? Glycolytic training and carbohydrate incorporation, water storage. Right now I'm deflating, dropping all that glycogen and water weight. So a lot of these body weight exercises, even in the past week, have gotten a lot easier. So I'm hoping in another week or so, things will start to look really, really good. Just explosive, light, springy. That's the idea, because I'm trying to dip it more into the gymnastics, that type of thing, calisthenic movements. But I want to be really comfortable moving around on my hands. Anyway, if you've never done, these will probably get you, but those back bends, if you've never done them before, those will absolutely destroy your entire rib cage to pelvis all the way. You'll be sore. These are tough. All right, so one more set of each of those, and then I've got a little bonus at the end that I actually just started doing. All right. Power. Thinking. So I'm thinking, I maintain that arch, rib cage all the way to my toes. It's kind of what goes on in my head. Yeah, that's good. And I could probably actually drop sets on these exercises because I'm increasing my skill level in them. I'm able to kind of juice a little more out of every single rep. So that's just one thought. Maybe next couple weeks I'll only do 2 sets of each of these. But I've been doing 3 for a while and still good on it. So. All right, don't let me rush this because this is important. Going for quality here. Man, I can already feel it right there. Where you get a set so good, instant soreness. I love it. But all right, on that second set of back bends, I definitely got farther down and back than I ever have before. So that's wonderful. See if I can at least match that on this final set. Man, I mean, actual strength training for performance is so much different than what you normally see people doing. But in a lot of ways, it's easier because you're not really huffing and puffing as much. You get to relax, focus a little bit. I think it's way more enjoyable. All right. Final set. Ooh, I call that good. 4 reps. Those felt really nice. Sometimes I get a little lightheaded doing that kind of stuff, as well as I just sit in my bridge position and make it real tight. It's got to be something to do with blood pressure, but if you know anything about that, breathing techniques or anything for these types of, almost contortionist type stuff, let me know, because it's kind of new to me. Anyway, so that's 2 of the exercises. Now 1 more exercise that I just do 2 sets of. And I just started doing this very recently, actually. But it's for my, see, I don't know where to stand here. This will be good. I want you guys to see me. Put the camera in kind of an awkward angle, but actually I'm going to face the mirror. This is for obliques. I've been doing a side bend stretch a lot, and I realized I wanted the same strength in the sides that I want in my front, not back bend. So it's just a side bend, but otherwise exactly the same. I lost count. I don't know if that was 4 aside or 5 aside, but it doesn't matter. I can't tell you how many times people are like, yeah, how many reps do I need to do? Like, get a few good ones in, and you're done. It really doesn't matter. And of course, there are big differences, right? The difference between training 3 hard reps and 15 reps, where only the last 3 are hard, right? You're training endurance versus strength, but 3, 5, 4, who cares? Get your practice in, you're good. These are, likewise with the back bend. If you haven't done these before, they will destroy you first time. Probably the first 5 times, really. There's kind of a skill to the breathing as well. Still trying to figure out how to not skyrocket my blood pressure on the back bend, but on these side bends at least, I like to kind of exhale. A little more on the gentle side, but definitely push my air out. Helps me engage the transversus abdominis, kind of bring it in as I contract the obliques. It works really well. Anyway, so I'm just doing 2 sets of these. You remember the first time I tried them out, I just did 1 set and I was still pretty sore. So I'm only a few weeks into these. But... All right. All right, there we go. I think that was also just 4 aside. I could be just completely off my rocker, but that was exactly what I needed. Felt good. I can feel it. Get good reps. It doesn't take a lot of reps, but anyway, that's what I do for my abs. Hoping within a week or 2, I should have a really, really strong back bend. Maybe even start thinking about my back walkover. Probably by the end of May for sure. But anyway, that's functional ab training. There you go. Peace out.